communities so that they embrace it, because you can educate or you can give information to the farmers, but who are the consumers? The people in the community. So you can educate or embrace the farmers, but you leave the end consumers of your product. So the farmers will produce, but they'll not be consumed because there's a lot of misinformation going around. That is one. The second point, we know that due to climate change, there are longer drought periods compared to the rainy seasons. So this means now the products that we produce needs to be more drought resistant. How does Alliance for Science come in so that we get products that are going to curb farming, are going to withstand drought so that we have produce at the end of the day? Because if you have a product that is going to withstand drought, that means the farmers or the people in the community will have more produce. And then if they realize that they're having more produce at the end of, when they use a given product, they'll embrace your products. How are you going to address this? Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know if Sola or Sol can talk about maybe the value-based messages or.
That's exactly what
all four of you can say it.
Yes.
Please.
So the Alliance for Science is currently developing a value-based message toolkit, which can be helpful when you're trying to reach different audiences on how to channel your messages in a way that is productive and that is understandable. So you identify the values, the core values of the people you're trying to reach, and you push your message through that lens to make sure that what you are saying is spoken in a way that is of relevance to them, of interest, that addresses their concerns. So is their concern health? You develop a communication strategy based around the safety of the product or how it is not necessarily related to any health issues, really. Or if the issue perhaps something about religion, you change your message based on who your audience needs to be. But at the core, you still have the same idea, that it's safe, that it's useful, that it can be locally developed, that it doesn't have to be huge transnational company, that it can be very, very focused on what the community needs. So I think this is one of the tools that hopefully we'll be able to get out to people soon. But I think it's mostly about communication strategies and the importance of messaging.
Sola?
So what we are doing, as our name suggests, Alliance for Science, we are an alliance of many partners in the space. We have farmers, we have scientists, we have communicators, and the list goes on and on. But to address your question, we are reaching people at their level. We have programs running on local radio stations talking about all these issues so that we become familiarized with it, because misinformation, disinformation on the subject has polarized the environment. So the right information is getting a bit difficult to reach to the audience because a lot of misinformation has polarized the sector. But what we are doing to change this as the Alliance for Science, we have our Truth Matters campaign, and we publish a lot of articles. We work with journalists, we work with scientists, we work with farmers, and we also spread this information based on facts and proven track records, and bringing aboard credible people like Dr. Roy and other scientists and communicators and even people in the civic institutions to speak to people, to be there and to help break the polarization with the right information in the space.
Really good, thank you, Sola. And last, Arif, do you want to say something?
In general, I mean, we work with the decision makers, we work with the beneficiaries, and we also work with people who influence the discussion globally. For example, at Farming Future, we are working with the faith community. We have been partnering with university, providing them leadership training for science-related issue, working with scientists and pharma, who not. I mean, in this biosphere, we have different components where we integrate with society and economic benefit and well-being that we promote. So through Alliance, we are trying to move ahead with a 360-degree approach where we want to reach and engage each and everyone important to create an enabling environment and access to the innovation.
Okay, thank you. And then last.
Absolute final one.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Leslie Amimo. I'm from Kenya. So I just wanted to know, and I'm sorry if you answered the question maybe yesterday or on Monday. Do you people have, like, as Alliance for Science, do you have mentorship programs or internships or scholarships that you offer to young researchers? Because I've seen that you're working with doctors and professors, so I don't know if you have opportunities for young researchers to work with you, because I volunteer at Connecting African Women in STEM, and I think we've never heard of Alliance for Science until today. So I just want to know about that.
Thank you, Leslie, and I'm glad you're hearing about us today. I definitely want to thank Michael for the great work he's been doing in getting more interns and and integrating different sectors of Kenya into what we do. We definitely partner with a lot of different institutions that do so. One that comes to mind is VIB Ghent University from Belgium. They have a specific program that targets female researchers in Africa, and what they try to do is find out what is it that they need the most in terms of going forward with the research, and they enroll them in the program to help them reach those goals. Another thing I think they do is they have developed a 3-month curriculum to help researchers in biotech in Africa that can also serve to help. We used to have a fellowship that all of us did, that we're working very hard to bring back. We still have to discuss and plan our next strategy for the next 4 years, but we hear you, and this is why we're here. This is why we're doing things more in Nairobi. This is why we're moving to the Global South. This is why we're all smiling here and telling you that we really want to work with you. With that, I want to thank everyone for coming to the panel. I want to thank our guests. They were wonderful in jumping on, and finally, my panelists. Thank you, and give them a round of applause.
All right, great. So here's what we'll do. We'll take one quick picture with this team and the superheroes, right? Where are the superheroes at? Okay, as the superheroes come, is Rispa Akinyi Nyambok in the building? Rispa? you.